makes them pay.
Set feet. Bang!
What game is this? This is incredible.
Hook. Delightful. Wow.
Too strong.
Now Melbourne goes, and Melbourne gets the bucket. Circus basketball to Roof.
Cole! Yes!
Hello and welcome to Selkirk Stadium for the final match of round 4 of the Signet WNBL competition, and we may have saved the best till last. It's the unbeaten Spirit taking on last year's champions, the Southside Flyers, to conclude Indigenous round. We would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Wadawurrung and Djadjawurrung peoples, and pay our respects to their elders past and present, as well as to emerging leaders. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Jess Webster with you alongside Country Victoria high performance coach Zoe Carr. Zoe, we have a blockbuster ahead of us this afternoon. Cannot wait.
I've been looking forward to this game all week. Southside have just started to find their feet and putting some wins on the board, and obviously the Spirit are currently undefeated, so now they're the ones being chased, so it's going to be a really exciting contest between the two teams.
We mentioned we may have saved the best till last for round 4, but it's been a cracking round of basketball. The competition is really heating up at this stage.
It has. There's been some upsets, there's been some wins and losses left and right, but that's what's so good about the WNBL. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night.
So today, due to a uniform clash at the request of Southside, Bendigo will not be wearing their Indigenous uniform today. The Flyers will be delivering their annual Lifeline round at their round 5 home game, and will otherwise not have an opportunity to wear their Indigenous Guernsey in a game adjacent to Indigenous round. So the Spirit have graciously offered to wear their yellow away jerseys today, and the Flyers will wear their blue Indigenous Guernsey. The Spirit will then debut their Indigenous Guernsey next week at their round 5 home game, where they replicate Indigenous round in front of their home crowd. So Zoe, let's talk about Bendigo. An absolutely blistering start to their season. They're 5-0. What's impressed you the most about the way they've gone about it so far?
I think the most impressive thing is that they have so many contributors. Obviously, Sammy Whitcomb has been outstanding since joining the Spirit, putting points on the board, getting high assist counts, stepping up in big moments. But they're having multiple contributors in double figures, and they've just got so many weapons across the floor, and they're so selfless. They're happy to find each other, and they don't really care who's getting it done as long as somebody is. So that's been the thing that's impressed me the most with the Spirit so far.
Sammy Whitcomb, I mean, what a start to her season. In new colours as well. Sometimes it takes players a little while to settle into a new team. She's hit the ground running. She hasn't scored anything less than 22 points in a game this season. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it just speaks to the absolute legend that she is, her experience and her skill set to be able to walk in here into the Spirit team, you know, be able to have an impact but also fit in at the same time. It's a really delicate skill to have, but she's just showing how to get it done.
Absolutely. The final member of our commentary team today, courtside, is Candy Hertz, and she caught up with the Bendigo coach, Kennedy Kariyama, a little earlier. Outstanding start of the year, and you know, how is she still doing it at 36 years of age, which is not old in the grand scheme of things, but to be performing at such an elite level for so long, but I think taking her game to a new level this year. How is she doing it?
She puts in the work. She is first in the gym, she's last in the gym, she's working on her game constantly. So there is no lack of confidence in her game, because she knows every shot she's taking in a game, she's taken 100 times during the week. So she can take them with the confidence, and obviously we're seeing her nail them throughout the games.
And speaking of experience, Kelly Wilson is that personified. She's played over 450 WNBL games across 5 clubs. Today, she becomes the most capped Bendigo Spirit player of all time, 252 and counting. She's one of 5 players as well to have played every game so far this season, just showing absolutely no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, and I hope she doesn't. I want to see Kelly play forever. I'm such a fan. But she, again, another one who just does the work. You would think that, you know, people are, oh, when's retirement? There is no need for her to retire because of the amount of work she puts into her game, but also her body. She takes care of herself, and that's why she's had just such an incredible career.
Four-time WNBL champion as well. Let's turn our attention to the Southside Flyers. They had a shaky start to the season. They lost their first 2 games, but have settled in recent weeks. So they dropped games to Perth and Geelong in a thriller, but they've bounced back and they're coming off a win against the UC Capitals. So starting to settle into the season, a massive challenge for them this afternoon, but a challenge they are no doubt up for.
Yeah, and they've said themselves they want to make a statement in this league of being the best defensive team in the league and playing with physicality and having teams be, you know, worried about having to play against them. And I think in their last couple of games they've shown that. So they're then putting it together offensively. Naz Hillman has been incredible with her contribution to the team. But it's not just the stats that she's putting up that you can see 20 points there per game and 8 rebounds, but it is what she is drawing the defense in, the amount of, I guess, attention she's bringing inside the paint, which is opening up other players for her team. So it'll be such a great contest between her and Tolo today. I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. She hasn't missed a beat. She's come straight into the competition fresh off the WNBA playoffs as well, and is just continuing her fine stretch of form at the moment. So no Maddie Rochi for Southside today, so that's a big loss to them, but they do get Tara Reid back from an ankle injury, and she's a quality player, and they'll be so excited to have her back into the lineup.
Definitely. Just that added length and experience that she brings to the group, and you know, the defensive end, they want to make a statement defensively. That's where Reid is just a staple defender. She gets deflections, she causes turnovers, so she's a really big in for them. Obviously, Rochi is a big out, and Dallas Lockridge is going to have a job to do on the Bendigo guards, but I'm confident she can get it done.
So we've got a blockbuster ahead of us this afternoon. Round 4 of the Signet WNBL competition reaches its conclusion, and it is the unbeaten Bendigo Spirit taking on last year's champions, the Southside Flyers. We cannot wait for this one to get underway. The starting 5 for Bendigo: Burton, Tolo, Samuels, Wilson and Whitcomb. And for the Flyers, it's Hillman, Cole, Lockridge, Kunek and Ernst to get us underway at the Ballarat Sports Centre. It is Sunday afternoon hoops. We're looking forward to a cracking contest. And that is probably an anticlimax, I think, to get us underway, Zoe.
Bit of a false start, but that's okay.
We will go again. What are some key matchups you're looking forward to watch unfold today?
So at some point, whether it's from the beginning or not, when Hillman and Tolo come together, I think that's going to be massive. Cole, I would say, will get some time on Whitcomb using her length there, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that as well.
Samuels pulled the trigger early from long range and couldn't get it to go, so Southside will take it down the floor. Some early contact and a foul. So it'll be the first foul to Sammy Whitcomb. Shown an outstanding season she's had. I think she has a highlights reel already at round 4 that you could play at the end of the year.
Definitely, and a highlights reel that a lot of people would be envious of already, and we're in round 4.
Incredible. Here's Cole looking inside to Hillman, as we touched on pre-game. And a travel. So an early win here to Bendigo.
And good job from the Spirit there, just to wall up and not be tempted to put hands in there. That's where Hillman does a lot of her work, is drawing fouls and getting herself to the line. So just walling up and forcing her to try and score over the length of Tolo.
Here is Wickham looking inside to Tolo. Couldn't convert. They get a second opportunity through Samuels. Working on Hillman, kicks it out to Wilson. Swinging it across to Burton. Now they go back inside to Tolo, into the corner for Samuels. It bubbles out. Couple of attempts from 3-point range. Still searching for our first points. This contest here in Bendigo. Here's the Flyers through Nightingale, and
And that's Sammy Whitcomb's second foul now. So this will be interesting to see what Coach Kerry Armour does, whether he brings her out of the game when it looks like he is for Abby Warang. That's big for Southside Flyers to have drawn a second foul this early in the game.
Kunek gets the first. And converts 2 from 2. So we have our first points of the game, and Wickham having a little rest at the moment. Super important for the Flyers to get off to a good start today. It's a formidable attack. Bendigo have produced so far in this season. Under pressure a little bit here. The shot from the top of the keyway is knocked down. That was huge.
And Abby Warang just continuing her impact off the bench. We saw it last week. She stepped on the floor and was just instant impact. And to be able to knock that down and get the Spirit off the mark is really big for them.
Kunek responds at the other end. Here's Burton. Off to Wilson, as we mentioned. Becoming the new games record holder for Bendigo this afternoon. Samuels back to Wilson. They're under pressure again, the Spirit. Back to Burton from downtown. Can't get it to go. Flyers defense so far up to the challenge. Ernst from long range. It's no good. Wilson with the rebound.
And the Spirit are going to have to take care of that. You can't leave Carly Ernst that open in transition.
Oh, beautiful pass sets up Samuels. Lockridge. Now to Ernst. To Bet Cole. Back to Lockridge. Inside to Ernst, but well defended. Wilson decides to go herself from outside the arc. Veteran.
I've said it before, Kelly Wilson needs to take more shots. Her shot mechanics are elite. And the problem is she's so smart that she facilitates so often. But love seeing her with this aggression, especially with Wickham on the bench so early.
The Cole comes up with a bucket. Go the Spirit. Burton calling the shots into the corner for Warang. Now drives towards the basket. Tolo draws the foul.
And just great ball and player movement there from the Spirit. I thought being able to put feet in the paint there from Warang and find the open Tolo. There's a clear directive for the Spirit to try and get the ball inside, and there's a clear directive from the Flyers that they want the Spirit trying to just take perimeter shots or little mid-range pull-ups. So you're now seeing the little chess match of how they're changing the way they're playing, and a great job from Warang to get her feet in the paint rather than just settling for the three.
So a good contest early. Spirit up by 3. Looking to continue their undefeated run. Defending champs looking for a big scalp as Kunek comes up short.
And that's a well-executed offense too. That's a shot you would allow Alice Kunek to take every day of the week. So the Spirit will need to make sure they take care of that, because if they allow that too often, eventually she's going to hit.
Burton's shot was no good. Flyers will take possession. Lost their first 2. The Flyers have won their last 2. Square the ledger at 2 apiece. And the win-loss column. This will be a huge scalp. Kunek. Leon Warang. Flyers will maintain possession.
And a tough take there from Kunek, and still managed to even give it a chance. She was under an immense amount of pressure from Abby Warang there, who's a known defender, one of the best defenders in the league. So to even get that shot away was very impressive.
Lockridge to Hillman, pulls the trigger. just saw the opportunity and made the most of it. One point the difference. Burton to Tolo, now to Wilson. Share it around, back to Burton. Again, they look inside for Tolo. Shot clock down to 4. Tolo against Ernst. Lovely shot. So good.
And not much more Carly Ernst could do there. She had her a little bit off, pushed her a little bit off the block, and was an outstretched hand. That's just elite offense from Tolo. Speaking of elite offense.
Wide open and nails it. Less than 5 to go in an entertaining opening quarter. We're all squared up. And that's an offensive foul.
And great D from Beck Cole there. Just read the Euro step beautifully, set her feet and took the hit down the line.
So Hillman up to 5 points, connect with 4. Started promisingly for the Flyers. Lockridge takes it down the floor. You've just joined us, no Matty Rochi for the Flyers today. Hillman to Kunek, back to Hillman. King on Tolo. And it's come off the Spirit, so it'll be a Southside ball.
And Hillman doing a great job of really trying to drag Tolo out of the paint. So we've seen she's hit a couple of perimeter shots. She's stepping off the block and looking to try and attack her off the bounce. I think that's a really good tactic from the Flyers.
And it's just a little offline and will remain with Southside. Beck Cole, an outstanding player she has been in this competition. And combines with Lockridge. Got to step back and go for the three-pointer. Nails it. Flyers on top by 3. Spirit down the other end. Wirrong for 2. Now the baskets are starting to flow.
It took a while, but now it's the percentage in the last few possessions would be up near 100%. It's incredible offense from both teams.
High octane stuff. Lockridge down the other end. Another.
And Lockridge clearly making a statement that she's able to step up and fill the shoes of Matty Rochi.
A big opportunity for her this afternoon. Samuels, top of the arc, bounces off the rim. Cole with the rebound. 3.5 to go in the first. Here's Ernst to Hillman. Samuels for company. And gets the foul.
You just see there, Samuels did a great job, but then as the shot went up, and it's easier said than done, but when the shot goes up, you've got to try and step into Hillman there and push her away from the basket so she doesn't get that offensive rebound.
Sweeping pass to Kunek. Oh, look to go back to Ernst, but just a bit of miscommunication and it'll be a Bendigo ball.
The switching defense from the Spirit is causing a little bit of trouble for the Flyers at the moment. I think if they start to try and bring Hillman into more screens and get that switch and dive her on the rim and find her as quickly as possible before the Spirit have a chance to switch back, they'll see some success.
Also with the three-point attempt. Tolo goes herself off the glass. Also can't get it to go, but that's come off Southside, so it'll be a Bendigo ball. Wickham having a rest on the bench at the moment. A couple of early personal fouls against her. To inbound to Wilson. To Tolo. To Samuels. Shot clock down to 5. Samuels decides to go from outside the arc, and why not? Because she loves it from there.
Such a huge shot. And such a Casey Samuels shot as well. Like a countdown, has to go, nails it.
Just all class. The scores are level. What a great start to this contest it has been. Lockridge to Cole. Ernst, what can she come up with? She's missed. It's pulled down by Booth is onto the floor. So get it back from Wilson in the corner. Tolo to Wilson. To Werra. Steps back for the three. It's no good. Flyers come up with it. Kunek over the top to Hillman. Just had a fumble. Somehow keeps it alive to Ernst. Lockridge looking inside for Hillman, but great defense from Tolo to break it up. Samuels inside, and again great defense from Hillman down the other end. What a contest this is shaping to be. Kunek across to Cole. Working the baseline with the reverse, just a little offline.
And just both teams just getting a little bit stuck trying to, thread passes or do things rather than just doing the easy things, find the mismatch where they want it and look to attack it like Cole did on that last possession going at Tolo off the bounce.
Wilson. No good. Knocked away from Tolo. Spirit ball. Bendigo making a couple of changes. Nightingale coming into the action. Burton also returning. Southside as well. Ernst having a rest. Tara Reid coming into the action. First time this season coming back from an ankle injury. A minute to go here in the first. Burton off to Werra. Into the corner for Booth, and pass just wayward, and it'll go out of play. It'll be a Southside ball. Reid. Hillman. Lockridge. No good. Second opportunity for Reid, looking for some help. Goes back to Kunek. Drives towards the rim. And they get the finish through Vaughan. Seconds ticking down, a quarter time. A late charge from Burton.
And a great take there from Burton, just a great game awareness, clock running down, having to get hit on the rim as quickly as possible. Probably 9 times out of 10 she'd make that layup. So really good signs for both teams here in the first quarter.
What an incredible first quarter of basketball. It is the final game of round 4. The undefeated Spirit taking on last year's champions, the Flyers, who lead by 2 points at quarter time.
You're going to dribble around the wings and then lay off the ball. Can you do that for me? All right. Whenever you're ready, come on, folks. Give a bit of encouragement. Go. In and out, in and out. That's close, that's close. William, your turn. You know what to do. Yes. Yes. Bring it around, William. Bring it up, William. That is, oh, that's good. You made your weak mix this morning. Go again, Emily. Show us how it's done. Not bad, not bad. Go again, William. Here we go. Thanks to our friends on the floor. Go, William, to the basket, to the basket. Yes! Oh, William, you have me excited. Right, this is it. I feel it. I feel it, Emily. Here we go. Yeah! Give it up, folks, for Emily. How about that? And Oakland's coach, Cindy Gondello in the house too. She might have seen something she liked just there. Folks, put your hands together for William and Emily. They're both going to win a prize. Emily, that's yours. Make sure you give all the girls to sign that after the game. spirit flag from the Troubles.
There you are.
Anyone else with one of these amazing spirit wings? Oh, sorry, I would have come up if I knew you were in the room, but I see one.
I'm picking up. Thank you. We are so lucky right now to be joined by the incredible head coach of our wonderful Opals today, Sandy Brondello. Congratulations on the Rose Gold win in Paris. Have you come down off the cloud yet?
Yeah, it took me a while, but I went straight back into the WNBA, and obviously it's been a great year with winning the championship there. But yeah, so many special memories to win that Rose Gold.
And incredible to be here. You're on a bit of a road trip of yourself today. Who have you got here with you?
Yeah, look, I'm former Opals teammates and lifelong friends, and that's a part of, obviously, the sisterhood we talk about with the Opals. But Rachel Spawn, Alison Tranquilli and Trish Fallon are with me, and we're doing a little bit of a road trip, in the next few weeks while I'm home.
It's so fantastic to see you here and, of course, getting to watch our incredible Signet WNBL talent. What are you making of the team on court today?
Yeah, I mean, two of the best teams here, and, obviously, and Semi got a little early foul trouble, but it really enjoying the pace of the game and obviously the way they're playing. It's really a hard-fought game, so let's see how the rest of the game goes.
I'm sure all the players are very excited to know that you're here watching them as well. Enjoy your road trip, and thank you for coming along.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you to Candy and Sandy downstairs. Second quarter underway. Flyers by 2 points. Wickham back out onto the floor, and here she is, looking to make an impact early, but she's just a little offline. Great start to this contest, Zoe. What have you liked?
I've really liked Southside's defence to hold the Spirit to 16 points in the first quarter. They'd be really happy with that. The challenge is putting that together for, the remaining 3 quarters of the game. But the Spirit, they're still finding their way offensively. Some shots that they would normally make in other games haven't gone down, like that one, but they will eventually come. So they'll find their feet offensively, and this will be an arm wrestle for the rest of the game.
The Spirit averaged 90 points per game so far this season. Hillman, bang!
And the Spirit are going to have to come out and respect that perimeter shot from Hillman. She is on fire today.
Takes her tally to 8 points. There's Burton to Wickham. Only played a minute of that first quarter. Was in early foul trouble. She gets some contact here. So maybe 5-point buffer now for the Flyers. Make it 3 in a row after dropping their first 2 games of the season. Spirit looking for 6 in a row. Tolo kicks it out to Werrong in the corner. No good.
Again, that's great offense. Finding a rolling Tolo to the rim. She draws all the D, finds the open player, and it's the right shot to take. Now the Spirit just have to start knocking them down.
Connect to respond at the other end. Beautiful shot. And we are going to head to a timeout. The Flyers leading by 7 points. We're going to take a very short break and be back after this. Welcome back to the Ballarat Sports Centre. Flyers by 7 points here at the start of the second quarter. Play is back underway. Jess Webster with you in commentary. Kenny Hertz is courtside as Burton looks to feed Tolo off the glass.
And again, there's still that emphasis from the Spirit of getting the ball inside to Tolo, drawing as much defense as they can. And the Flyers are going to need to make sure that they're catching Tolo on those rolls earlier, so she can't just slide to the basket the way she has been.
Neck is missing. Comes down to Whitcomb. Again, they go inside to Tolo, who kicks it out to Werong, who's in fine form at the moment, and she continues her hot streak. And we're heading to another timeout as the Spirit close within 2 points of the Flyers, who led by 2 points at quarter time. Such a great contest so far. What are you noticing out there, Zoe?
Well, it was a great response from the Spirit out of that first timeout. You know, great looks into Tolo, getting wide open catch and shoot, but down the other end, the Flyers continued to try and come off that on ball and play in the mid-range with Kunek, and there was more coverage on that, which made it a harder shot. So the response from them was great, and now comes the response from the Flyers. So it'll be great to see what they come up with coming out of this timeout.
This timeout is brought to you by Signet. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. So this contest so far living up to the billing, the final match of round 4 of the Signet WNBL competition. Moses in front by 2 points. Hillman's on fire. She's up to 8 points for the Flyers. Kunek with 6 as well, playing an important role. Of course, no Maddie Rocci out there today for the Flyers and for the Spirit. Abby Werong now up to 8 thanks to that last triple. And Samuels and Tolo with 5 apiece. Back underway. Lockridge is getting some more minutes today in the absence of Rocci. Kunek building nicely into this contest. Vaughan, across to Hillman, looking inside. Kunek kicks it out to Cole. They go back inside to Vaughan, working on Tolo. Not an easy task, and she comes up with a finish.
And a great finish over the top of a very tall Tolo. So, and great look from the Flyers there. One thing I think they'll need to keep in mind, Dallas Lockridge is super fit and has great endurance, but she's played the entirety of this game so far in the one. And the Spirit have been able to rotate their point guards throughout the game. So finding some areas for her to be able to just get some rest and be able to be fresh as possible come the back end of the game.
Flyers by 6. So Spirit Flyers is by 6. Werong though looking for Tolo, knocked away from her. Southside back the other way. Cole goes all herself and gets the and 1.
And whilst an amazing take and finish by Beck Cole there, watch the way Kunek runs the floor, which drags Abby Werong away from Cole and has a complete inability to come and help, which allowed Cole to be able to then go and do what Beck Cole does well and attack the rim and finish with the contact.
Get a reset.
One more time, Ballarat. Come on now. All you. It's all you.
Cole gets it done. And the Flyers are out to a 9-point lead. Come to play today in Bendigo. What has the home side got? Tolo to Whitcomb. Samuels who shares it with Wilson. Swings it across to Burt from the corner. Not on this occasion. Cole. For 2. It rattles in. And make them pay down the other end. And we're going to head to another timeout. Bendigo coach Kenny Kuriyama. Got some issues at the moment, Zoe.
Yeah, they do. I think they've got to find a way to get Sammy Whitcomb back involved in the game. Obviously, the early sub for her with the foul trouble, I think it's just taken her out of her rhythm. So they need to run some more through Sammy to try and get her more involved and get her some more shots. So then the Flyers can't just run on the shots that the Spirit are taking at the moment.
This time out brought to you by the WNBL. Make sure you're following all of the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out the game highlights, team and player, and plenty more. So download it today from the App Store and don't miss a second of the action. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. The Flyers on top now by 11 points. They've extended their margin at quarter time, which was 2 points. Sammy Whitcomb, as you mentioned, Zoe, she played only a minute of that opening quarter, had a couple of early fouls. I'd love to see her find her rhythm. Hasn't scored anything less than 22 points in a game so far this season. Sammy Whitcomb been so instrumental to the unbeaten run. Bendigo with possession. There is Whitcomb on cue. But again, just a little offline. Flyers defense up to the challenge early. Lockridge calling the shots. Looking for Vaughan. Back to Lockridge. Shot clock ticking down, so Lockridge just throws it up. Can't get it to go.
So good defensive stop by the Spirit there. Now they need to make sure they execute, make the most of the fact they've forced the Flyers into a tough shot that they don't want to take.
Wilson or Whitcomb hasn't scored yet this afternoon. And that won't count.
But I really like the matchup of Cole and Whitcomb for the Flyers. I think the extra length of Cole is going to cause a little bit of trouble for Whitcomb, but you can see she's already starting to figure it out of how to take Cole off the bounce and try and attack her.
Here she goes again, Sammy Whitcomb to Samuels from the corner. No good.
Again, the Spirit are getting good shots. They're just not, there've been shots that have gone down in every other game so far this season. So they just need to continue to stay with what works, and eventually the shots will drop.
This is down the other end. Less than 5 minutes to play here in the second. So Bendigo 8 from 25 from the field, 4 from 17 from three-point range. Find themselves down by 11. What can Wickham do? That's a foul. Whitcomb to Wilson. To Whitcomb, the pressure coming from Cole. Inside to Tolo. Wilson knocks it on to Werung in the corner, bounces off the rim. Another opportunity gone missing for Bendigo. Flyers. Hillman makes them pay at the other end.
She has been on fire from the perimeter. The Spirit have to do a job on her because there is no reason for her right now to stop shooting the perimeter shot.
14-point lead to the Flyers. And they get a stop at the other end. Hillman racing down the floor, gives it to Cole. For two, they add a couple more. Flyers on fire.
And their defense is just creating so much for them. They're making it so hard for the Spirit, but then they're able to run and play the game they like to play. They're a running team, so being able to defend the way they are is generating offense for them.
Breaking down at the offensive end for Bendigo at the moment. They will maintain possession here. Summers has a rest. Wickham still yet to hit the scoreboard. To Wilson. And it's blocked by Vaughan. They'll get it back through Wickham. Shot clock's ticking down. Again, Wickham misfires, but Tolo also can't find the bottom of the net, but it's off the Flyers' hand, and Bendigo will still have ball in hand.
The Spirit cannot buy a bucket at the moment. They just need, again, to stick with it. It can sometimes get in your head a little bit when shots aren't going down. You start trying to reinvent the wheel. They've just got to stick with what's working and trust that those shots will eventually go down.
Tolo to Wickham. She's also misfiring. Cole to Hillman. No worries for the Flyers.
Great pass from Cole, advancing the ball to Naz Hillman, running the floor, and ran exactly where she should as a big. Straight to the tip of the charge circle there to be able to be found for a layup. It's great transition basketball from the Flyers.
Tolo having to work hard. Still can't find the finish. It's just falling apart from the Spirit.
And credit to the Flyers defense though, they're making it so difficult. Nothing is coming easy for the Spirit because of the level of physicality that the Flyers are putting on the Spirit.
Here's Sammy Wickham. Still yet to hit the scoreboard. She gets fouled and she's off to the line.
And this is a tough one because you need to put bulk pressure on Sammy Wickham. You can't allow her anything easy. But now you've done such a great job on her, held her scoreless. Now she gets to go to the line and just watch the ball go through the net. And as a shooter, that does massive things to the psyche of a shooter once they see the ball go through the net for the first time.
Flyers by 16 points. 2 minutes to go in the opening half. They've dominated at both ends of the floor.
And Spirit just going to a zone, 2-3 zone here, just a different look, try and take the Flyers out of their rhythm offensively.
See what Cole can do. Puts it off to Hillman. It finds Ernst. Beautiful work. They found a way through.
And a great example of high-low play or big-to-big play. One big gets it against the zone, the other big dives on the rim.
Wilson for Wareham, driving towards the rim. Just can't find a much-needed bucket. Kunek gets the contact.
And that'll be Wickham's third personal foul as well. So now that becomes really difficult for her heading into the third quarter. You want to make sure she doesn't pick up her fourth, obviously in the last minute 20, which is she's coming out of the game now, but also early in the third.
This lead really starting to blow out at the moment. 18 points.
The referees might be having a discussion as to whether to upgrade that foul.
It is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. Nothing going Bendigo's way at the moment. So Wilson just trying to give out some key messages and get our side back on track. Maybe Kunek at the line for the Flyers.
Gonna bring that Ballarat. Come on, man.
19 points the lead now the way of Southside. Looking to pile on more pain. Hillman to Kunek. No good. Samuels with a rebound. Off to Burton. Can they get a bucket? Well, they'll get a foul.
And Burton's done an outstanding job this entire season of getting herself to the line. So a really good look there for them in transition, drawing the foul. And again, while offense isn't quite the offense is working for the Spirit, but shots aren't going down. Getting yourself to the line can just be enough to keep you in touch until you find your shot again.
Two from two for Burton. Spirit just looking to stay in touch here. The final minute of the first half has been dominated by the visitors. The defending champs, the Flyers. Cole working on Wilson. Rattles out. Chance for a fast transition here by the Spirit and Burton with a great play.
Burton really making a statement that she wants to try and turn this game around. Last two possessions, really aggressive on the ring, particularly in transition, drawing fouls, getting herself to the line, and an outstanding finish against the physicality there.
These kinds of individual efforts can really spark something amongst your teammates and the crowd as well, looking to get involved here on their home floor. Can't complete the play. Oh, but Vaughan. Pass goes over the head of Lockridge, so here's another opportunity to Bendigo. But wide open, sets her feet. Just can't get it to go. Tolo with a good offensive rebound to Werong again. Rattles out. Tolo again with the offensive rebound. This time coughs it up to Cole. Gives it to Lockridge. Kunek to Hillman. Cole. Looking for options. Back to Hillman. Shot clock ticking down. Hillman goes herself. Can't find the finish. And that'll mark the end of an impressive first half of basketball from the defending champions, the Southside Flyers. They lead the Spirit 42-27 at the end of the first half. Zoe Carr, what an impressive performance so far from the Flyers.
Yeah, their defense has been outstanding. They have given nothing easy to the Spirit and forced them into second, third and fourth options of their offense. So they've done just a fantastic job and then ran off their defense and caused some real trouble at the defensive end for the Spirit as well. So it'll be great to see if they can continue that for the rest of the game. But the Spirit need to make sure that they start again, take a breath, start again, and continue to try and go to the well of Tolo and Whitcomb and put points on the board that way. Because it can get really difficult when your shots aren't going down. But they've got to continue to try and get high percentage shots until their perimeter shot comes back in form.
So an impressive first half from the Southside Flyers. Let's get down courtside to Candy Hertz, who is with Alice Connect.
It is so great to have you in the league, Alice, and what a fantastic first half this has been here in Ballarat today. Great transition basketball. You guys are really setting the pace. What are you putting this great effort down to?
Look, it's really all our defense. You know, I'm super proud of our girls, the way we've come out, we've competed. Bendigo are a really good team. They can put points on the board. Sammy's playing well. We've been able to take her out of the game, play really good defense, grab the ball and run the floor. I'm just super proud of our girls.
You're saying that Sammy's playing well, but she was out with 2 fouls in that first minute, and she's only scored 2 points. Normally her average this season is about 26. Was she a target
today?
Yeah, I mean, she had those 2 fouls early, and we just said when she comes back in, we know that she's such a good scorer, so we just have to really make sure we know where she is at all times. We've been playing really good lockdown team defense, and that's what's going to beat this team, just playing as a group, and I think that's what we're doing well.
What's going to be said now at halftime?
Just got to stick with our defense. Score 0-0 going into the second half. We know how good they are. We know how quickly they can put points on the board, but locking down to our defensive principles and staying true to our work.
Fantastic effort. Great first half. Let's see what happens in that second.
Thanks, Candy.
Thanks so much, Alice Koenig. It is a wonderful, enjoyable day here. Of course, we are at Selkirk Stadium in Ballarat for the Signet WNBL.
I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what their problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here, ain't stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise here, that is a threat.
Ever since watching them represent Australia at the Olympics when I was a young girl, and I just wanted to be like them. So they've inspired me to really go to work and lots of very good memories of them.
What's the relationship like yourself and former captain of the Army, Trish, superstar, Sandy? Give us a little bit of insight. What's it like hanging out with these superstars and look up to them, your training back on the back of?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My first game was 10 as a coach. I was pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie, but we've been having a great friendship, and I think that they are my friends. They see the coach captain relationship, but super great. They're just wonderful people, and really blessed to be able to catch up when she's back in Australia. Got regularly, and we've got someone here. She wants I want to be just like sporting. So it's really cool. The basketball community, especially on the side in Australia, is very strong. And we talk about it all the time, but once you're a part of it, it's a really feeling. And these friendships, the memories with these people really last a lifetime.
Yeah, and speaking of the system, you're doing some great hoops at the moment. Tell us about she hoops and what you're doing for not only women's basketball, but really basketball in general, and building that you also about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I take credit to Laura and Jack, really anything Laura can do. Obviously, I'm going to jump. She's a one even, and she's been in the so long, so really figuring this out. But I know away from administrators, coaches, referees, and just being able to help young women on their pathway in basketball, whatever that may be. They really more than I can inspire them. So LJ is a great thing. It's only going to get bigger and better, and I think it's really neat for keep progressing, but like I said, for the community, we know that young women in sport, become great leaders and role models for their community. So we are leaders and role models. All of us that have played in the WNBL or that playing it, we really embrace that. I think that's so special about a WNBL player. I'm going to say it compared to an NBL player, is that we really embrace that role model. We want to inspire the next generation to give that. And that's also one of the ways that the Players Association as well.
Who else is all that all the issue here? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together.
Welcome back to Selkirk Stadium, where the Southside Flyers leading the undefeated Bendigo Spirit by 15 points at half-time. It's been a commanding performance from the Flyers in the opening couple of quarters. The Spirit looking to continue their unbeaten run in the second half. We have a massive second half coming up for you. Jess Webster and Zoe Carr with you in commentary. Zoe, so take a look at some of the highlights to half-time, and really a lot of them are coming from the Flyers at their offensive end.
Yeah, they are. They've done an outstanding job of particularly playing in the mid-range as well, and they've done a great job of finishing, coming off on-ball screens and finishing in that mid-range. But what I've really liked from them is they have held the Bendigo Spirit to 6 points in the paint. And there is a clear directive from the start of the game that the ball is to go inside offensively. So they've done a really good job of managing that and then rotating out to the Spirit shooters and making it difficult so they're not just being able to catch and shoot wide open three.
These are the stats to half-time. A player missing in the points column is Sammy Wickham, just the 2 points to her. She's finding herself in a bit of foul trouble at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half there. But what else stands out from you?
I think, well, Hillman's been incredible, but for me, it's been Koenig. What she's been able to create, not only in her own points, but the way she's running the floor and finding other players, as you can see there. She has just been incredible at creating things for everybody else. And it's a lot of it quite sacrificial. It's sort of hard to see sometimes. It's not as obvious as sticking the open three or making the big time layup. The things that she's doing is coming off of screens, sealing really hard, drawing defenders to her, running the floor in transition and getting other people open.
Naz Hillman just has the golden hand at the moment. We mentioned her off the top, having an outstanding season, but 13 points, 3 from 3-point range. She's a real issue for Bendigo.
She is, and I think we'll see a little bit of a change from her because the Spirit are going to have to defend the three. She's 3 from 3 at the moment. You can't allow that to continue. So they are going to have to close out a little bit tighter on her, and I think we'll see her come off the bounce a little bit more now. Try and get Tolo up in the air and then attack the rim.
So the Flyers have come to play here at Bendigo. They lead by 15 points at half-time. You may also notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. And this season, the WNBL, its clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. So please learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. So halftime here at Bendigo, it is the Flyers by 15 points over the Spirit. As we take you to the break, let's check out the Dream Court's plays of the round from round 3.
Some fight here from the Caps. Look at it show, deep in the shot clock, one left, Cole has to fire. Unfortunately, it goes in for the Caps, but fortunate for the Flyers. That was amazing.
Defense is infectious. When you see someone playing really good defense, it makes you really want to fight for your team, so great to see there.
D-ball for another. Might have just stepped inside the arc, maybe, but that was a great shot, and you can see the energy from the Caps. They're fired up.
Takeaway Geelong. Could they tie the game up? Yes, they can! What a drop. The basketball gods are with Geelong at the moment. We're all tied up at 59 apiece. Ball still loose. Brett kicks it down, back out to Shelley. Now it's Raver for 3. She got it to go. We're all tied up at 64.
Here's Chipatoni.
Put their whistles away and just let them play.
Mailey, the superstar, puts it up and gets the shot! Annalie Mailey, your superstar!
Huge bucket from Mailey there.
Across our networks of your home. Work that's essential as coffee is to busy mornings. Power
The WNBL has so many incredible First Nations athletes and Indigenous athletes. To recognise the lack of representation that they have across not just, the WNBL, but all of the junior programs. And I think that Indigenous round is really important to pay respects to the Indigenous community, but also to bring awareness to all the incredible Indigenous athletes that we do have and that we haven't even seen yet.
For me, it's a really big round, and it's one that gives me goosebumps and is just really special, and those jerseys just so beautiful and represent so much more than I think anyone could really understand.
We have a large Indigenous population in Townsville, so that's something we take very seriously. We get a local artist to design our uniforms, which we wear really proudly, and I think any time that we can pay respect to the Indigenous population is awesome, so I'm really proud that the WNBL continues to support them.
We're really lucky to wear jerseys that have got Indigenous design on them all year. The best thing about sport is it's inclusive, and we want everyone to feel welcome and a part of that, and if we can bring in another community in that way and educate people as well, I think that's really special.
This season under Hoops Capital with the Sydney Kings and the Sydney Flames have actually engaged in yarning circles that we've just done in the pre-season. So honestly, I've never actually experienced something like that before, but the symbolism of this yarning stick that we were holding and passing around in our yarning circle was just, it was really moving, and I think that will really help us as a team and as a culture through this whole season.
Some of the best athletes in the world are Indigenous athletes, so encouraging everyone that sport's for everyone. It doesn't matter what race you are, where you came from, and the more we can make it a more inclusive sport, the better.
Yes, it is one of the highlights of the Signet WNBL calendar, and today is the final match of Indigenous round in the competition. Let's check in courtside with Candy Hertz to tell us a little more. Candy.
It is the final game of the Signet WNBL Indigenous round, and what a beautiful round this is. As you both mentioned earlier, I just want to let you know what's going on with the jerseys behind me. Normally, of course, both teams would be wearing their Indigenous jerseys, but today, because of a bit of a clash of colours, one team had to make sure they let the other team go. That was Bendigo, who generously said that Southside Flyers, because they have their really special lifeline round next round and aren't able to honour it them, that today they will let Southside wear their jersey. That does mean that Bendigo will be celebrating their own special Indigenous round for their round next round. What I can tell you about both jerseys, of course, designed by beautiful local artists. Bendigo's jersey has that circular look on it. It's all about the ups and downs that you experience through the journey of basketball. It is all about growth and learning and knowledge as well. When it comes to the Southside jersey, you can notice on there some mountains, some footprints and some weaves. Those weaves are all about the team's values, about the fans and about the players themselves. What you'll notice is those weaves are really tight together as well. That's to represent unity. So much to learn. Make sure you jump on the WNBL website to learn a little bit more about our very special Indigenous round.
Thank you so much, Candy. Working hard for us down courtside. Second half underway. Bendigo with an early look. Southside also can't get it to go down their offensive end, and it comes the way of Sammy Wickham. Just 2 points to her in the first half. She bumps off Cole. No whistle. Looking for Burton. He's under pressure by Cole. It still comes away of Tolo. They still cannot find a bucket. She gets a second opportunity and finally finds a finish.
And I'm so relieved for Tolo, because she's had so many of those and she's battling so hard under the basket. So hopefully that's the first of many to come for this half.
Flyers by 15 at half-time. They got out to as much as 18 points in that second quarter thanks to a 16-0 run during that second term. Here's Lockridge from outside the arc. Superb.
And a great little step back there. Not much more Kelly Wilson could have done there defensively. Carried a hand, force it. That is just a tough shot.
Here's Burton going herself off the glass. Just really needing to find their flow. Bendigo in this third quarter. They averaged 90 points per game so far this season in an unbeaten run. Flyers have been excellent defensively this afternoon. Cole to Ernst for three. They're having absolutely no issues at their end of the floor, Zoe.
And such a luxury to be able to have somebody of Ernst's size that can just pick and pop like that and catch and shoot the three. Makes the Flyers so much harder to guard.
It's a 17-point lead as Samuels turns it over to Hillman. Off to Lockridge, looking inside to Hillman. Can't find the finish, but gets it back against Tolo again. Can't get it to go. Whitcomb. To Burton. To Whitcomb. Just a couple of free throws to her name so far today. Goes for Tolo, and it's off the hands of the Flyers, so it will remain with Bendigo.
And just the indication of the Flyers' defense there, just being able to get that little deflection. Whilst they didn't come up with the steal, what that does mentally to the Spirit, it's frustrating when the ball is deflected out of bounds.
Tolo. Nice work.
Tolo's starting to come to life here, so now's the time for them to play through her more, try and get the ball inside, and hopefully she can convert.
To that halftime margin of 15 points as Lockridge goes herself.
She has done such an amazing job filling Maddie Rochi's shoes today, both from a running the floor perspective, defending the many point guards of the Spirit, but putting points on the board herself as well. She's really taken her opportunities.
She is on cue, giving it to Hillman, across to Ernst. Kunek. Sweeping pass to Ernst. Has a couple to beat and gives away the foul. So there's a win to Bendigo. Maybe a few more stops. Get themselves back into this one. With the offensive foul. Clear?
Pretty clear, yeah. That's a bit of an easy one, but that's Ernst's third foul as well, so you can see her coming out of the game. That she'll have to be managed just for probably the next couple of minutes. After that, she should be fine.
So Lockridge, as you mentioned, up to 10 points so far today. Hillman leading the way for the Flyers with 13. And no one in double digits for the Spirit yet. Tolo with 9. Play gets back underway. Burton. Tolo. That's better.
And Burton's really stepping up offensively for the Spirit as well. Every score they've had so far in this quarter, she's had a contribution to. So play through her a little bit more and look to go at Tolo.
Vaughan fighting hard against Tolo and finds the finish. Burton to Tolo. Now to Abby Werung. Back to Whitcomb. To Werung. They share it around. Burton. Got to find something, the Spirit. Burton goes herself. Tough finish. And she gets the foul call as well. So she'll head to the line. As we get another look. To fight really hard for this against Kunek. So Kunek heading to the bench. She's got a few personals as well now. Just having a rest on the bench. Three personals for Kunek. Burton takes full advantage as the Spirit look to make their move here in the third.
And this could be a turning point for the Spirit here now too, for being able to, a technical foul on the Flyers, can look to turn the game a little bit for them. It's outstanding D from Burton there, just to be able to take the hit through the chest, ball up, not stick hands in, and bail out to allow them to the foul line.
And this is where they got to make their opportunities count. We're on top of the arc. That's what the doctor ordered for the Bendigo Spirit.
And a great timeout from Coach Haraway here. The Spirit are starting to find their feet. They're starting to execute with a little bit more ease, and scores are coming a lot easier than they did in the first half. So to get on top of that quickly, try and stop the momentum, break the momentum, as well as draw up something to be able to make sure they get a score off this possession. Great timeout.
So the Spirit have cut the margin to 11 points. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, we love that. We love some special treats. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, special treats. That's what you people are.
And we're back underway in the third quarter, 5 minutes to go here. The timeout called by Chrissy Harrower, Flyers coach. Spirit are coming hard. They've cut the margin to 11. Starting to find their confidence. Flyers are looking to steady. Hillman. Shot clock ticking down. Lockridge comes up short. Brown with the rebound. As we get courtside to Kenny Hertz.
Yeah, just had a quick listen in to Christie's timeout. She said it was all about space. They need to work a bit closer together and to stay a bit more poised was the language that she used. Interesting choice of words when you're thinking about some athletes on a basketball court.
Absolutely, Candy. Great insight. Thank you very much. To see an offensive foul called here. Flyers ball.
Interesting from the Spirit though, there's no stepping away from defensively. They're still up the floor. They're not trying to preserve anything. They're still trying to be aggressive. I really like that from them from a defensive perspective. Now the Flyers, they just need to take a breath here. Go back to what was working, get back into their pick and roll play, and look to really bring the Spirit out of the paint and try and attack.
How do they get Sammy Whitcomb back into the game? Is it just playing the same way, or do they need to do anything differently, or is it just trusting the process and hopefully the buckets will start to flow?
Well, Beck Cole has done an incredible job defensively, as you just see an incredible finish from Burton there. Again, stepping up offensively for her team, taking the contact and finishing for the M1. But Beck Cole has done an incredible job on Whitcomb all game. She's used physicality, she's used length, and she's used IQ to make sure that Whitcomb has been covered at all times. And anytime she hasn't been able to get to somewhere, the Flyers have switched instantly. So it's been really hard for Whitcomb to even just get open. So for the Spirit to try and get her into the game, I'd be running something for her to try and force that switch but into a mismatch rather than guard to guard. Force it into a Vaughan to be then trying to defend Whitcomb one out on the perimeter and then let her go to work.
Back to 8 points the difference and a foul at the other end. Hillman again making her presence felt.
And such a good example there too for any young athletes watching. The way Hillman caught the ball there. She sealed, caught high, finished high. She didn't bring the ball back down to where Abby Warung could get it as a smaller player. She kept it high where it was safe and finished.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts. And so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au as that call is going the way of the Flyers. Things certainly heating up here in the third. It's been turned over, so it's going to be a spirit ball. So looks like potentially an overall there. It was Flyers originally. Now it's Bendigo. What way are we pointing here? Will be Bendigo ball. 10 points the margin. The Spirit are coming. Enter Samuels!
Huge shot. Again, we've spoken about it so many times this season already. She loves big shots like that. This is danger time for the Flyers now. They must execute and they must get a score on this possession because the Spirit are starting to gain momentum here.
Here's Kunek to respond at the other end. It's no good. Here come Bendigo. Burton rides the contact of Cole, looking inside to Tolo, and they've turned it over.
Great help from Lockridge there to step into the lane of a Tolo coming at you and be able to get that deflection.
You'll be brave to do that. Lockridge to Cole, looking inside to Vaughan. Gets the bucket. Tolo not happy. Back to a 9-point advantage the way of the Flyers. 2 minutes to play in the third. Here comes Burton off the glass.
And continue to play through Burton. She's been big time in this second half and towards the end of the first half. She wants to step up and really take this game on. So continue with that little mid pick and roll play with her. I think you'll see some real success.
Neck off the rim, Vaughan with the offensive rebounds. Working on Tolo. And gets the N1. That's massive.
Great footwork there too to be able to come to the 2-foot stop. You know, with a bigger Tolo there, or a big Tolo there outstretched and swing back underneath the basket, protecting yourself with the basket.
Complete the play. Bendigo with possession. 9 points the difference. They've cut the margin from 15 at halftime. Into the corner. No good. And that's a foul. Flyers by 2 points at quarter time, by 15 at half time. Spirit are making a charge. The Flyers just looking to steady in the final minute. Hillman, no call, gets the bucket.
And the referees are letting some things go. Their physicality has gone to a new level in this third quarter.
Third to Werra. Going herself, finds a clear passage, just can't find the finish, but great rebound from Nightingale. Vaughan, though, comes the Flyers' way. Kunek for 2. Not this time, but that's a foul going the way of Bendigo.
Second personal foul.
Hillman pleading her case.
Spirit bonus.
to the line.
The Spirit can get this under double figures going into three-quarter time. It's going to be huge for them rolling into the fourth quarter, just mentally being under that double figure deficit. So much easier to try and chase, especially with the amount of time some of the big guns of Bendigo have spent on the bench this quarter. So they'll be ready and firing for the fourth, but they've just got to try and make sure they hold it under double figures.
So they've got it to a 9-point deficit at the moment. And the pressure is lifting at their defensive end. Flyers come up with it through Kunek to Hillman. They're under pressure. Hillman comes up short. Cole with a rebound. Off the glass. A steadier for Southside. But to Samuels from downtown. It's no good. And that'll be the end of the third quarter here at Bendigo. And what a final quarter we have coming up for you. It is the defending champs, the Southside Flyers, leading Bendigo, the undefeated Spirit, by 11 points at three-quarter time. And that's it, final quarter coming up after the break.
Oh, that's a pretty good effort. That's a pretty good effort. Come on, let's go. Give everything you got. That's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, how about we use the blue line? On the blue line. Let's think of them three. Here we go. Ready? 4. Take the same distance as you got from half court. Come on, people. Make some noise. Everyone's some encouragement here. Yeah? Oh, that's good. There you go. We've got about 30 seconds until we have to clear out of here. Yeah. That's close, Francis. It's a long camera. Come on in. That's pretty good. Come on, Ballarat. This is 2 of your hometown superstars here. Yes! That's a great pass. Too much. All right. Last guy. Come on, man. You killed me. Sorry.
I think if it is, it's probably up anyone on Cole or Kunek, so it's probably Dallas that's going to be
Give me one from half court. Give me one from half court.
No side or doubles. Doubles is good. Right? But hey, be ready for the aggressive show, so split your screens or short roll, and everybody else short and passes the bold space.
Three-quarter time at Selkirk Stadium, and it is the Southside Flyers with the advantage by 11 points over the Bendigo Spirit, who are looking to make it 6-0. So we take a look at some of the highlights so far. Jess Webster and Zoe Cart with you in commentary. Bendigo made their run for it in the third. The Flyers should have a healthy advantage at three-quarter time, but you know Bendigo have more to give in the final quarter.
Definitely. They increased their field goal percentage from 25% to 34% in that quarter. If they do that again, they're going to put themselves in a really good position to be in this game. But the Flyers just need to hold steady here, continue to execute their offense, find the shots that they need, but most importantly, continue to lock down at the defensive end.
Done exactly that. Tolo to Wilson, off to Burt. It's an early stop for the Spirit. Burt has played an important role for Bendigo this afternoon. Out to Samuels in the corner. She's offline. Calder Kunek working her way inside. That's a tough shot. She gets it done as we head courtside to Candy Hurts. Candy.
Had a little listen into the Bendigo Spirit timeout then, at three-quarter time, and it was all about staying the course. Actually, coach is really happy with their defence. He said just chip away. Before he got to the team, though, Kelsey Griffin, who, of course, is playing such an important leadership role at the moment, said make sure that you put so much pressure on that you get them to call the first timeout. Let's see if that happens.
Thanks to Candy, courtside. Massive final quarter we have coming up. Who's going to stand up? Who's going to absorb the pressure? Calder Ernst, shot clock ticking down. No good. Here comes Sammy Whitcomb. And she's turned it over. Cole racing down the other end. Doesn't normally miss those. Burton going herself. Scoring rows continue for the Spirit.
Yeah, right idea to go at the rim. She was open. Just get a little bit closer to the rim and finish.
Lockridge, three-point attempt is no good. 12 points of difference. Burton to Tolo to Wilson. Now to Whitcomb. Needs to get herself into this game. Kicks it out into the corner for Burton. Bounces off the rim with the rebound.
You can just see the amount of pressure that the Flyers are still putting on Sammy Whitcomb. Anytime she goes anywhere, there's at least two people defending her. But a great job from Burton there to force the 8-second backcourt violation against the Flyers. They're the sort of things that can really spark some things for the Spirit. You know, get them to really step up, bring some energy, and try and take over this quarter.
Flyers by 12 as we take this opportunity to thank Ford. Ford dealers love to see the WNBL sporting heroes and Aussie families conquering their goals. And it's easy to conquer the everyday in the 7-seat Ford Everest Sport SUV. Find the Everest that's right for you at your local Ford dealer. As the Spirit close the margin to 10 points with 7 minutes to go in the final quarter. Connect to Cole, but she stepped out of play. It's a turnover, and Bendigo will have possession.
You can feel the momentum starting to shift towards the Spirit. The Flyers need to sit down here and defend and make sure they force the Spirit into a shot or that they don't want to take or a turnover.
Burton to Wilson. Back to Burton. Again, no good. A great hustle to get the rebound. We'll go again, working on Connect. Huge bucket.
Maybe the issues in the last couple of possessions were that she didn't have enough contact. Like she was way too open.
Not tough enough.
Yeah, because that was an incredible finish there to be able to take that sort of contact and finish over the top. Massive play. The Flyers now go back to what's working, get back to your pick and roll play, your pick and pop, your pick and dive, and find your open players and then continue to get on the ball. I want to see Hillman back into the game a little bit more. We haven't seen much from her this quarter, so I want to see her more involved.
17 points to three-quarter time for Hillman. Hasn't yet hit the scoreboard in the last. Cole for two. Bounces off the rim, but Hillman with the rebound. Find the finish though. To Whitcomb. They've got the momentum, Bendigo. They just need to put it on the scoreboard. And that's come off Bendigo last, so that's going to be a Flyers ball. There's a big opportunity gone begging, you feel?
Yeah, I think both Tolo and Samuels might have thought the pass was for each other and maybe just held out a little bit, but the aggression is what's great about the Spirit now. We weren't seeing that in the first half. So those back cuts and slips, we weren't seeing that. So seeing that now is a real turning point for the Spirit.
Here's Lockridge with ball in hand across to Hillman. Now to Lockridge. Sees her opportunity. This time knocked out of play. And the Bendigo ball.
And really good from Ernst there. There was no chance she was going to be able to get that, but if Tolo got it clean, the Spirit could have ran into their transition and put real pressure on the Flyers. So to just belt it out of bounds, now they can set up their defense and be ready for what's coming from the Spirit.
8 points the margin, 5.5 to play in the final quarter. Foul's called. So it's Flyers by 2 points at quarter time. They're led by 15 at half time, 11 at three-quarter time. And the Spirit have cut it to 8. This is about as close as they've been though, really, since the opening half. And that's a much-needed bucket. They're coming and we're heading to a timeout.
Beautifully executed baseline out of bounds there too, to just get Werung so wide open. And these are the sort of errors that the Flyers cannot afford to have as the Spirit start to fight back.
This time out brought to you by Latina Fresh for a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina Fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaint at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you. 5 minutes and 21 seconds on the clock in the last. The Spirit have cut the margin to 6 points. The Flyers hang on, or will Bendigo make a late run for it, Zoe?
I think it's going to be great. I think this is going to go down to the wire. The Flyers absolutely have the ability to hang on to this. It's just whether they can execute what they need to and continue this defensive pressure. The pressure they have shown for this game is exhausting. And so to do it for 4 quarters is really tough. If they can do that, they're putting themselves in a really good position to win this game. But the Spirit have started to work it out and they're starting to get Spirit scores, what they've got in all the games so far that we didn't see in the first 3 quarters. So I think it's a game that's going to come down to the wire.
We can't wait for it. Hold on to your hats. Big finish coming up at Selkirk Stadium as we head courtside and check in with Candy Hertz.
Yeah, had a quick listen in on the Flyers timeout. There was a bit of passion there, and as predicted from Bendigo, they did force them to have that first timeout. She said Burton's killing them on the double penetration and to just stop focusing on the entire court and just put their focus on the person shooting. And whoever has the ball needs to be where the team are focusing.
Candy is... Burton's not out there on the floor at the moment for the Spirit. And
so I think that'll be a quick rest to try and bring her in to finish out this game.
16 points so far. Leading the way for the Spirit. Tola with 13. Hillman's still on 17. Haven't seen much of her in this last quarter for the Flyers. Bet call up to 13. Sammy Wickham letting ahead. Flies with possession. Here's Bet Cole. To Lockridge. Hillman. One way then the other. Shot clock ticking down. They look inside to Vaughan, but great defense from Bendigo. A huge stop in the context of this one.
Absolutely. Danger time here for the Flyers. They must get a stop here.
Abby Werung working on Cole, looking to Tolo. Oh, she's coughed it up. A turnover. And then the Flyers turn it over. Samuels to finish. She can't. It's still somehow kept in play. And it will be a Southside ball. A comedy of errors in that little patch. Hillman to Lockridge, who can find the steadying hand. She gives it back to Hillman, working on Wilson and muscles her way to the rim, but it's an offensive foul.
Just the experience of Kelly Wilson on show there. If she hadn't have taken that offensive foul, that was that absolute 2 points, certain 2 points. So to be able to get across there, take the hit, massive for the Spirit.
So just see a replay of down the other end. It had several chances for that ball to go out, and it didn't. And now we get a replay of that offensive foul. Kelly Wilson, incredible. Over 450 games of WNBL experience, becomes a new Bendigo games record holder today. Can she will her side to victory? She goes herself, Kelly, and gets the foul. Incredible work at both ends of the floor from Kelly Wilson.
And again, that's another veteran play. Understanding where we're at in the game here, how important it is for, if they're not going to get an easy score, at least get themselves to the line, using her body and drawing that foul.
Standing up when her team needs it the most. Just like that, 2 from 2. 4 points the difference. 4 minutes to go in the final quarter. Here we go. Hillman to Kunek. Pulls up for 2. It's no good. It's falling apart a little bit for the Flyers at their offensive end. Bendigo finding their groove. Wilson to Tolo against Vaughan. And Tolo gets the and one!
Massive finish from Tolo. And to get the and one is just so big in the context of this game. So as you can see, the momentum has completely swung towards the Spirit. They are in control. The Flyers need to get back to what was working for them, and it's at the defensive end. They can't allow Tolo to just wheel and deal in the paint one-on-one. She's too good.
So we're heading to a timeout, and this timeout is brought to you by Foot Locker. Celebrate the new WNBL season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearby Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. So far in this fourth quarter, the Flyers have scored 4 points. Bendigo have put on a run of 13. And with 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, the margin's just 2 points. Here's Coach Kennedy Kariyama coming up with at the moment. Burton with 16 points, Tolo with 15 for the Spirit. Hillman's gone quiet in this final quarter, just on the 17 points. Cole with 13, leading the way for the Flyers, who are feeling the heat at the moment.
I'd like to see Hillman brought into this offense on this possession here, trying get the ball through her hands. It may not be for her to score, but she's got to touch the ball to be able to create for other people in the offense, because she demands so much attention.
Tolo's at the line. Try and complete the three-point play. As we all take a breath. One point the difference. Flyers desperately need a bucket here. Reed into the action. Out to Lockridge. He's been great today. Can't find the finish. Comes down the way of Burton. Takes it down the floor to Wickham. She pulls the trigger. She hasn't been seen much today, but she comes up clutch to give the Spirit the lead.
You cannot sleep on Sammy Wickham, and that's the hard part about the Spirit. You could do a job for so long, but they've got themselves not only back into this game, they are in front.
She missed 5 3-pointers before then, and down the other end, the call is going against Naz Hillman, and it's a technical foul. She pleads her case to the referees, and this is a massive moment in the final quarter. She will have to head to the bench.
Can very much understand the frustration there, but there needs to be an understanding of how valuable she is to this team and how much they need her if they're a chance of winning this game. So now she's fouled out of the game on a technical foul. So that game understanding of, yep, you can be frustrated and it happens, but you've just got to take that breath because the Flyers need her on the floor.
It's a good replay of that last triple from Sammy Whitcomb, the first of the day. And what a pass to feed Tolo. They are well on top now, the Spirit. The Flyers desperately need to turn this around. They find themselves 4 points down with 2 minutes to go. They led by as much as 18 points earlier in the match. Lockridge for 3. Can't get it to go. Things are not falling their way at the moment, Southside. Bendigo full of running. Looking for 6 in a row. Bendigo as Burton makes a move. Incredible.
Burton has been unbelievable, particularly in this second half. She is what spurred this Spirit team on and started this run.
Here's Bet Cole. The Flyers need someone to stand up. Cole delivers, but they desperately need a stop. Burton will have other ideas. He's been instrumental today. And there's been a foul called, so Wickham drew some contact.
Yeah, she set a brilliant screen on Ernst that I don't think she saw coming, so there was contact there on as she tried to get through that screen to not allow Tolo to just slide to the basket.
A couple of big moments for Sammy Wickham in this final quarter. She hasn't been as prolific on the scoreboard as previous rounds, but her class has come to the fore when it's mattered most. And we're heading to a timeout with 1:26 on the clock. The Spirit are up by 6. Where has this come from, Zoe?
Ultimately, where it's come from is they have just stuck together. They've understood that whilst the shots weren't going down, they were still getting the shots they wanted. They just persevered. And they made some adjustments defensively, so things were made a little bit harder for the Flyers coming off their on-ball screens and not allowing anybody just to roll to the basket with ease. That's where it's come from. They've just stayed cool, calm and collected. You are seeing a veteran team at work right now.
You made a really good point earlier in the coverage that they weren't playing bad offensively. The shots just weren't dropping for them. So you're right, that the key word there is perseverance. They've just kept trying to play their way and now it's started to flow for them.
Yeah, and Burton has just been enormous, getting on the rim and scoring when they needed it and just kept them in it while they started to figure it out or started to get their shot back. And then obviously Sammy Wickham, we've spoken about that, you know, she's got 10 points for the game so far, which is far under her averages, but the one that mattered was the 3 that put them in front. And so you just, there's nobody that you can sleep on in this team. Everyone's going to stand up at a different time.
It's been an impressive comeback from Bendigo. Still time left, if good enough, for Southside. They need some magic here at their offensive end. Lockridge looking inside to Kunek, who has a couple to beat. Back to Lockridge. Shot clock ticking down. Ernst needs to pull the trigger. This needs to go in. It doesn't. They get the offensive rebound. A second opportunity through Kunek. Working on Werong. She's lost it. Spirit come up with it. Burton gets the contact.
And for the Flyers, that was a good offense that they ran, looking to try and post up Kunek on Werung in the paint. that was a good look for them. But great defense from the Spirit, particularly Abby Warung and Casey Samuels coming across and trapping Kunek on the catch, so the ball had to come out. Brilliant team defense there from the Spirit.
Takes her tally to 20 points for the afternoon. She's been superb. The Flyers have led all match until the final quarter. Cole draws the foul and will go to the line. Another foul on Sammy Whitcomb, who was found trouble early. She had the first 2 fouls within the opening minute of the game and had to take a rest on the bench. She's been well held today, but
the Flyers have to get up the floor here. They have to create some chaos. Well, they're playing the foul game, but they have to create that chaos, try and force a turnover or send the Spirit to the line.
Samuels with her opportunity at the line. Samuels 4 from 4. Here comes Kunek for the Flyers. On Burton, puts the shot up, she comes up short. Then draws the contact. So they'll take a lot out of this, the Spirit. I mean, the confidence boost it will give them, knowing that they were challenged so much by the Flyers today and have still found a way to keep themselves in the contest and come hard, strong and late. You'll be a very, very pleased coach.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not going to be happy with how they performed in that first half, and they'll take lessons away from that. But to know that even when they're shooting at 25%, there's still a way back for this team.
Seconds ticking down here at Selkirk Stadium. And they'll be happy to run out the clock here. The Bendigo Spirit on their home floor will remain undefeated in the Signet WNBL season. 6-0 to start the season. They are the championship favourites this year. They take down last year's champions, the Southside Flyers, 79-71. They've come from the clouds, the Spirit, to record an impressive 8-point victory over a very gallant Flyers side who just couldn't find an extra gear in the final term when the Spirit could.
Yeah, I wonder what could have happened in those last few minutes if Hillman had have stayed on the floor. It's definitely something that the Flyers were missing, that interior presence. But all credit to the Flyers for the way they defended, particularly the first 3 quarters of that game. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that is exhausting to play that sort of level of defense. But the Spirit showed their class, and they showed why they are the championship favourites.
Absolutely. It was Southside by 2 points at quarter time, 15 at halftime. They led by as much as 18 points at one stage during the contest. The margin was 11 points at 3/4 time. Bendigo came home incredibly strong to run out 8-point winners, 79-71. And Sammy Whitcomb only finished with the 11 points. Burton was instrumental with 20. Tolo with 18. Samuels with 12 for the Flyers. It was Bet Cole who finished with 18 points to lead her side. Hillman was 17. She had 17 at 3/4 time, and it just didn't happen for her in the last as she was fouled out. Lockridge performed well with 10. Kunek as well finished with 11 points. So they will remain undefeated, Bendigo. They've won 6 on the bounce as we head courtside to King Curtis.
How exciting is that, Tolo? Completely undefeated this season, but gosh, you did it the tough way today. They were in the lead for 30 minutes of that game. How did you turn it around after half-time?
Look, I think going in, I said in the change room, if last night's game, Townsville vs Adelaide proved anything, it's like, you know, they could come back from 20 points down and win. And so we knew that it was going to be a grind. They're such a good team, and, you know, they came ready to play in the first half, but we just tried to chip it away and get back to getting stops on defense and helping that influence our offense.
Coach mentioned in almost all the timeouts that he was really happy with your defense today. So what do you think are some of the learnings?
Look, I think, you know, Naz Hillman had a great game coming out, and our strategy was obviously to, like, play off her and try and help the other players, and credit to her, she hit some huge shots at the start, and I think once we adjusted that a little bit, it made a big difference in the game. And I think we'll look to, you know, relook at our strategy. We got Caps next week. It's going to be a tough game. They've got a lot of momentum right now, so yeah, they're going to be tough.
And in the leadership team yourself, you must be really proud of everyone at the moment.
Oh, it's so great to see that everyone contributes, no matter how long they get on the floor. You know, our young ones have got some great opportunities and taken it with both hands, and it just makes you proud. And I love playing on this team. Everyone's so, you know, in it together and playing for each other. It's such a good feeling.
Well, Tola, thank you so much for the chat. Talking about your incredible team, we've got Abby Wirung who's going to jump in for a chat. Congratulations, keep that win going.
Thanks, good to see you, Candy.
Good to see you too. Welcoming in Abby as well. Abby, we've got a cool stat to share with you. You made your 250th three-point in the Signet WNBL today. How great is that?
Yeah, that's cool. I had no idea, but yeah, it's cool to do it back here in Ballarat too.
It's so lovely to have had this crowd behind you, especially today playing here, of course, in NBL 1 under Coach Kennedy. How amazing was the crowd's energy in that final quarter for you?
Yeah, really nice. The crowd definitely showed up. We had a lot of people come across from Bendigo, so we're super thankful for that.
Did you know that the incredible Sandy Brondello was in the crowd today?
No, I didn't.
You got to play a fantastic game and get that milestone in front of her. It just makes it a little bit sweeter, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, congratulations. It's great to see you on court again today, and congratulations on your 250th three.
Thanks, Candy.
Bye.
Thanks so much to Candy courtside for us this afternoon. Zoe, to take a look at some of the highlights from today's game. We were so excited coming into this one. We knew it was going to be a fantastic contest. That's exactly what we got. How do you sum up the performance from Bendigo?
Well, it was night and day from from the first half to the second half. The first half is a half I think they will want to forget, but the second half just proved their class and like we said before, why they are the league favourites. But from Southside's perspective, they can take a lot out of this as well. It's better to have this sort of thing happen to you in a game in round 4 versus first round of final. So they'll learn a lot about how to maintain their lead and what needs to happen to get that done, how to execute when a team's coming at you, all those sort of things. They'll take that away from this and they'll only get better from it.
You feel like even though one side lost, one side won, both coaches will be pretty happy, you think? Like you said, there's a lot to learn out of this, and this is the first time we've seen these two teams meet early in the season. We've got so much basketball to be played. It's a long season, so there's plenty to take out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, knowing Christy Harrowite, she won't be happy at all because she is a competitor, and she will have wanted to have won that game, and they put themselves in a really good position to do that. But she will be happy with elements of the game. The way they defended in the first 3 quarters, the way they played and controlled tempo, offensively, being able to play out of that pick and roll, find their open shooters, and hit their shots in those first 3 quarters. So she'll be happy with those elements, but she'll go away and watch some film and make some adjustments for the next time these two teams meet.
And I guess for Bendigo, I mean, it wasn't going their way early. They, Sammy Wickham was in foul trouble early, and even she finished with 11 points. So even for them to be able to find a way to win without Sammy Wickham playing to the level that she has been playing in the first 5 rounds would be really pleasing as you take a look at some of the full-time stats. I mean, Burton was just absolutely sensational. She's
incredible. And as we've said it a lot, it is what this Bendigo team have is one player's maybe not having the game that they're used to having. They've got 2, 3, 4 that'll step up and be able to to take that load, particularly that scoring load, and even having Abby Wareham come off the bench and contribute 13 points. You know, it's not a luxury every team has, is to be able to have that sort of caliber coming off their bench. And I've said it in every game I've commentated at the Spirit, we've still got Kelsey Griffin to come back into this group.
Yeah.
So that's going to just add so much more to this group. But I love the way they're playing. They're playing, as mentioned, they're playing for each other. They don't care who has the big game, just as long as they get the win, and it's awesome to see.
Mariana Tolo as well, finishing with a double-double, 18 points and 11 rebounds as we take a look at the round 4 results. It's, of course, the final game of round 4. We mentioned it off the top, a fascinating round of basketball. A lot of interesting results there. The Cats getting another win as well over the Fire. That was huge. Adelaide Lightning also as well. They got a really good win over the Flames early. Just a great round of basketball, wasn't it?
It was, and it's a real testament to the league. If you don't come ready to play, or doesn't matter who you're playing, you can lose on any given night. On the flip side, you can win on any given night as well. So that's what makes it so exciting to watch this league this season, is that there's just such a spread of talent across all of the teams.
So the ladder's starting to take shape at the moment. The Spirit undefeated, as we mentioned. They've won 6 in a row. As we take a look at the fixtures coming up for round 5, and this competition really starting to heat up. What games really catch your eye out of this lot, Zoe?
I'm looking forward to the Flyers and Perth game, and the Fire and Perth game. I think those two games are going to be really interesting in terms of starting to shape the ladder for the season. But you know, two teams, particularly in the Lynx Fire game, two teams with very contrasting styles. So you're going to see a real execution team and a real run and gun team. So that'll be fun to watch.
Cannot wait for that. Next Wednesday, it is the Lynx coming up against the Fire. Two of the top teams this season going head-to-head at the Ballarat Basketball Centre. Cannot wait for that one as we see Kelly Wilson signing a couple of autographs. What an incredible player she is, breaking the games record for Bendigo this afternoon. And the Spirit enjoying the atmosphere on their home floor, and they're really putting together an incredible season. And the fans loving it. It's great to see the next generation enjoying some hoops on Sunday.
It really is, and it's one of the great things about the WNBL is the athletes the fans can come onto the floor and interact with their athletes and their idols, and be able to get, autographs and all kinds of things.
So that marks an end to the WNBL Indigenous round. It is round 4 of the Signet WNBL competition. It is the Bendigo Spirit who came from behind at three-quarter time to take down the Flyers 79-71. On behalf of myself, Jess Webster, Zoe Carr and Candy Hertz, courtside, and our entire production team, we hope you enjoyed the coverage this afternoon. Plenty more action to come in the Signet WNBL competition. For now, it is goodbye. It is the Spirit by 8 points over the Fires.
Wow.